Right.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Foundation Live Hangout numero dos. We have Cathryn Lavery with us today. What's up, Cathryn?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going awesome. So those of you who were on the call on Monday, welcome back. We had John on the show, and he was sharing some great words of wisdom, and we have a treat in store for you today with Cathryn. Fresh back from a little bit of traveling. Where were you at again?
I was in Alaska on a cruise, and then I went to World Domination Summit, where I met a bunch of Foundation people, which was a nice reunion after the event we went to.
Oh, after the live event?
Yeah.
Yeah, so how was WDS?
It was awesome. I already booked my ticket for next year. It's
Really?
amazing people. Like, after the Foundation event, it's sort of a similar people. Everyone's so open-minded. You just meet so many people from all over the place. Everyone's doing their own thing. So someone tells you they quit their job, and everyone's like high-fiving them. It was pretty cool. I met like 4 people that just quit their job within, 4 days of coming to WDS.
Oh, wow. And there was a bunch of Foundation people out there, wasn't there?
Yeah, Dane was there, and then a few people from this year. Yeah, there was kind of a scattered amount. Like Katie was there from Foundation.
Oh,
Dane,
yeah.
and then a bunch of people I know through the Foundation.
Awesome. Mini reunion. I'm going to have to make it out next year and hang out with all you guys for sure. Yeah, awesome. So Cathryn I'm super excited to have you on because you are a good friend of mine. And one of probably my favorite the story this year, transform and just see kind of the start to finish for you. You are the student at the live event who had the biggest transformation. I think that was your award, wasn't it?
Yeah.
How was that? How did that feel?
That was like a huge shock. I was not ready for that one at all.
Yeah.
But
Did
I
it
mean,
feel like a big transformation?
yeah, it felt huge. Like over 6 months, my life. I don't know if it changed so much more dramatically than a lot of other people in the Foundation, but it was a huge change. Like, best thing I ever did. Even my mom. I don't know if she's on this hangout, but if she finds out there is a hangout, she'll probably watch it. But
What's your mom's name?
Bernie.
Bernie, what's up? Hi, Bernie.
I don't know if she'll be on here, but she says, "Oh, that's the best thing you ever did." So she recognizes that it's the best thing I ever did, also, which is cool.
Yeah, super. I totally have that too, with just close friends around me and seeing the change in me and my confidence and just like things like this. I never would host a hangout like this before the Foundation, right? Totally out of my comfort zone, but now I'm just like blowing past it and loving it. Yeah, super awesome.
My friends are texting me, my architecture friends that are still in their architecture jobs, and they're all in Scotland or London and other places, but they're like, "What are you doing over there? I just keep seeing on Facebook, you're here, you're there, you're at a World Domination Summit," whatever that means. And then the post for the Foundation today, I don't think they know what I'm up to.
That's awesome. Where are you from originally? Did you say Scotland?
I went to uni in Scotland. I'm from Belfast.
Okay. Awesome. So you guys have been awesome. You've already been submitting questions on the live page, so we've got a full lineup of questions for Cathryn. But before we kind of dive in, just a reminder: the Foundation opens August 11th. It's 120 students, smallest class size ever. They've made some pretty cool shifts with this next class, even from when we were in at Cathryn. So it'll be 120 students compared to the 600 that we had. So lots of personal attention. They've got an awesome kind of revised team leader program.
Yeah, so I'm working with Dave Browson. I'm his wing woman.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. I didn't know that. I'm super excited. You'll be absolutely
excited to like meet new people.
Yeah, so you may even get to meet the famous Cathryn Lavery.
Yeah. Get your butts into gear.
I was just going to say there'll be lots of accountability, so I can imagine with you.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we'll dive in. On the live page, we've got the Apply Now button. If you haven't applied now, definitely check it out. But Cathryn, let's kick off with just what life was like before the foundation. What were you doing? What were you up to? Former architect, I believe.
Yeah, so I used to be an architect. I quit in December. So I actually quit, I think, like 6 days before the foundation started.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
and not because of the foundation. I was just unhappy there, and I'd sort of gone part-time for a couple of months because I wasn't sure if I quit my job, if I'd be one of those people that wasn't motivated, and I wouldn't. So I basically gave myself a 3-month trial to see if I liked it. And then every time I went into work, I was like, I have to get out of here. So then,
So wait, so back up. So you, before the foundation started, you went part-time you were a full-time architect and you went part-time. When did you go
yeah,
part-time?
September.
In September. And did you have businesses on the side at that, or was your part-time gig your only income?
No, I had a Shopify store on the side, so that was basically what gave me the assurance to quit my full-time job because it was getting pretty busy and I was no longer able to do both anymore. I was basically half-assing two things and
Mm,
I had to make a choice and I wasn't happy with my job and I just didn't see working, crazy hours at my job. Everyone was just stressed to the max, sometimes like 100-hour week. So I just didn't really want to do it anymore. And
hmm.
even though I'd studied for, 6, 7 years architecture, and so when I tell people that I quit, they're like, "But you studied it for 7 years." I'm like, "Yeah, but I don't want to work at it for 20 years and then decide to get out." So I worked in it for 3 and then decided it's not for me. So then
So was that your
yeah,
major in college, in
yeah,
uni?
yeah.
Yeah. Is it something you had always wanted to do?
Yeah. I was really good at design and I liked physics, so it sort of made sense. To mix the two. And I really like studying it. You learn a lot about design and not history. It's um, very coarse. You just learn a lot of skill sets. But then actually working as an architect is a whole different story.
Yeah,
The more
yeah.
experience you get, the less design you actually do because you're running projects on site. And so it just becomes like paperwork and sending emails, which I'm terrible at paperwork. Like really terrible. So I knew it wasn't for me.
Yeah, I can relate to that for sure. So you went part-time, you had a Shopify store. What were you selling in your Shopify store?
Poster prints. So I was designing them with a couple of friends on the side for a while, and then we were just selling them. I was basically shipping them out of my apartment, which gets a little tedious.
Yeah.
So I don't do that anymore, thankfully. Since the foundation actually kicked my butt into gear and got me to move everything out of my apartment. But yeah, so I was shipping everything out of my apartment, and that was basically my income. But it was enough for
Mm.
me to live on and try and figure something else out. And that's when the foundation, I'd already applied for the foundation a
How'd
few
you
months
find out about
before.
it?
I found out on Mixergy, but I found out about it maybe a year or two earlier. But I wasn't ready or in the mindset, so I was like, oh, that's cool. But I never even considered joining, a year ago because I still worked. There's no way I could do it when I was working, and I just wasn't ready for it. And
Mhm.
so it didn't really occur to me as a real proposition. And then this year, when I heard, I think Sam Ovens sort of convinced me when I was hearing all the students come on and talk about it. I was
Mhm.
like, okay, that sounds cool. And I was looking for the next thing. So
So what do you think changed in your mindset from the previous year um, to this next year when you applied?
I just, I just really wasn't happy with my job. I realized that there wasn't a life that I wanted. So 10 days off a year and all my family in Ireland. So basically, if I go home, that's my whole vacation for a year. So I just knew I had to figure something else out. And then I would listen to Mixergy and everything else when I worked. So actually, I had to stop listening to those shows for a while because I'd get so frustrated that I wasn't able to take action on stuff that
Mm,
I had to stop listening because it would really piss me off.
yeah, absolutely. It's funny. The whole concept of PTO drives me insane. I can't stand that you have an X number of hours that you can only have for this year, and if you're just out of them, you're out of them. Um,
Right.
that is what I'm looking forward to. One of the things I'm looking forward to most, because I'm more
Yeah.
productive, in a fewer set of hours, and I'd love to take advantage of that time. I can't wait for that.
I know. We
Um,
weren't even allowed to listen to music in my office, which was so insane to me because it made everyone more productive to be able to like just listen to a podcast and work, but they wouldn't let us. So I think that
oh,
was
really?
like the last straw for me, which is so
Mm.
funny that small thing
But it's a
made.
sign of freedom, right? And just like
Yeah,
trust and autonomy.
I was
Yeah.
like,
Now
thank
you can
God they
listen.
didn't let me. Maybe I would have stayed longer.
Yeah. Mel, now you can listen to podcasts all you want and travel to Alaska and the World
Right.
Domination Summit,
I've
and
already used up like twice my yearly days.
that's awesome. And probably done more in the time that you were working
Right.
than you did. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so you've got part-time at your full-time gig. You're doing the Shopify. You quit the full-time gig in December and then joined the foundation. Do you remember actually signing up and being on the sales page?
Oh yeah. I remember just scrolling. I'm like, where's the price? You know? I'm like, I'm already sold on this thing. Let me just see what the deal is. And I remember when I got to, I remember I wanted to pay the whole thing off. It was a lot of money for me, but I knew that I was like committed, and I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to just pay it all off in one go because
Mm-hmm.
that would like force me. There's no like monthly fee. I just had to do it. But my credit card limit, I think was like $500 less than what the cost was.
Uh-huh.
But I just tried it and it worked. So maybe,
That's awesome. Like no
yeah,
hesitations. It was a hell yes decision for you. Like you were.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I love that. Like 100% commitment. Um, yeah, and ready to take action, which is awesome. Um, so you joined. What were you feeling like when you first kind of got into the group, and was there nervousness there, or what was kind of the first few days like?
Everyone was excited at the start. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone was excited the whole time, but the start, everyone's getting to know each other. They're writing their, whys and going through the mindset stuff. So it was just getting to know each other, which was really amazing. Because all my friends were, like I said, mostly architects. So I wanted to meet like-minded people. That was another huge reason why I wanted to join. Because I was
Hmm.
seeing, I was listening to these podcasts and I realized how important the people are around you, to
So
your
true.
success. So I was like, I have to find people like that in my life that are doing their own thing. So that was huge.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's been a huge shift for me too, and just surrounding yourself with entrepreneurs because I have a lot of fantastic friends, but I don't have a lot of entrepreneurial friends. And now it's like you log into the Facebook group and you're seeing like all these people taking action and
Right.
all these and it's like you just want to keep up with that. Like it's
Yeah.
inspiring and just keeps me motivated and going.
I think I talk to foundation people more than anyone else.
Yeah. There's a comment thread there that's just like super
Yeah.
unique. It's just awesome. I could talk about that forever, but we'll keep talking about you. So you hopped into the foundation mindset content. What niche did you start in? Kind of where did you begin the software journey?
I started with chiropractors and veterinarians. I like animals was that reason. And then chiropractors, I wanted to do something in the medical field because so much money was being pumped into the medical industry that I was like, there has, with all the medical reform and things like that, that I wanted to do something with that. And I think the first person that replied to my email was a chiropractor. You know,
So why the medical field? You said you knew you wanted to do medical field. Why?
I didn't know. I just was thinking green light market. And
Gotcha.
so, because of all the healthcare reform and all the health insurance and money and things like that, I just thought it would be a green light market because of all the change that's going on.
So I think some people would maybe see that as like a red light, with all the changes going on in the healthcare market and it being heavily compliant. And, there's a question in here about, the HIPAA compliant and things like that. Why do you think that didn't turn you away? Why did that uh, get you
I think
excited?
I didn't really think it through, to be honest. I just thought I'm paying a lot of money every month in insurance, and I know a lot of other people are. So I just kind of followed the money, and then I dealt with the compliance stuff later.
Well, and you saw pain there too, right? I mean, you said you're paying a
Right.
lot of money, and obviously there's a whole lot of changes, so there's a whole lot of pain for somebody there in
Right.
bureaucracy. Yeah. Okay, so you started with chiropractors.
Yeah, and
And
veterinarians, and then I just got an email back from a chiropractor, and I basically just dropped the other market because I find if I focused on one thing and got to know the market, it's better for me personally than getting to know like four markets. Um, because I could only commit myself to really researching one, so that's what I did.
so you then pivoted to the chiropractor market, and then how did you approach kind of contacting the market? Did you do, personal emails? Did you do more of the mass emails?
I
How
did
did
more of
you?
the emails, just a strange question email. I did a few personal emails, but what I did was I would just look up the top, 10 most reviewed chiros in each state or each city, major cities, both on like Angie's List and Yelp, because usually they're the people that are looking after reputation and